Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the another questions which has been asked in JNTU exam from the second year pharmacognosy and phytopharmaceuticals. See the question number 7, beat A. Define surgical dressing and explain their standards, function and classification. Right. So when we have discussed in regular classes, we have discussed about the different types of surgical dressings. So when this kind of question which will be asked for 7 marks, here, see you can see here in the seventh question, it has divided in two bit a and B bit 7 plus 7 marks, right? So when it comes for 7 marks and in this kind of question, how you are going to answer the particular question, right? So here it has been divided in four category: definition, standard, function and classification, right? So coming to the definition, how you are going to define the first one, right? The here the definition, it is going to be a dressing. Surgical dressing is a dressing is a sterile pad or compress applied to a wound to promote healing and prevent further harm or further infection from the any of the microorganisms, right? So wherever there we are using so much bandage, so bandage also you can write over there. The bandage is a piece of material used either to support the medical device such as dressing or splint, or on its own to provide support to the body, right? So in further how you can define here the surgical dressing, in brief, a material used to protect a wound, right? Any injured area in the skin or into the body, or that's what protect a wound, and to heal is called a surgical dressing. Any material, right, which is having this kind of function, protect the wound and heal, right? They serve various functions for the injured site or injured location or injured area. They remove wound exudes from the site, any kinds of excretory things, pus, blood or something, if it is coming out, they remove and prevent infection further from microorganism, bacteria, fungus, virus, whatever it may be, and give physical protection, right? If while walking or while movement of the body, if anything damage further, it is possibility is there that it will protect physically to healing wound, and it will provide the environment so that the wound can be healed, and the mechanical support to the supporting tissues, right? A good quality of dressing should be durable, easy to handle, sterilized, free from loose threads and fibers, and it should not adhere to the granulating surface. That are the good quality or ideal quality of the surgical dressing which they should have, right? Then coming to the next one, how we are going to classify surgical dressing are classified as, first one, primary wound dressing, right? So when we are going for primary wound dressing, primary wound dressings are applied over the wound surface, right? What where it will be applied, it will be applied over the wound surface wherever wound has been created, and absorb pus, mucus and the blood, right? They minimize maceration. Some dressings adhere to the wound surface and cause pain on removing them. That is happening, right? When you are removing, it may be some sticked with the skin or sticked with the hairs over there, then when removing it will create lot of pain. Sometimes we have to add with the hot water, warm water or some Dettol or something like that. That's what it should be. Now non adherent dressings are available, right? Such as the petrolatum impregnated gauze, then viscous gauze impregnated with the bland, then hydrophilic oil in water emulsion, or on absorbent pad faced with the soft plastic film having opening. So these kinds of advanced dressing material has been now it is there, which will be having lot of very good features which can be used further, right? Coming to the absorbent cotton is widely used to absorb wound secretion. That's what its name is, absorbent, right? It is going to absorb the unwanted thing which will come out over the wound section. Other absorbent materials are rayon wool, which we have discussed, the cotton wool, gauze pads, then the laparotomy sponges, then sanitary napkin, disposable cleaners, eye pads, nursing pads and cotton tip applications. They are used into the shape of ball or pads, right? So that's what very good feature they are having, right? They are going to absorb the things, pus and blood and all those things. Coming to the bandages, right? Bandages is a material which holds a dressing at the required site, applies pressure, yes, support and the injured part, or check hemorrhage, right? Any vessels or any blood leakage over there or not, it is going to check also, right? Because it is having capability, that one. That's what it can absorb. The bandage may be elastic and non-elastic in nature, both the property it may have. The common gauze roller bandage and the muslin bandage roll are employed most frequently, right? That we have discussed in regular classes. So here in this kind of answer you can just name them. Elastic bandage may be the woven or from the elastic bandage, crepe bandage, and the conforming bandage are the things, right? Then adhesive tapes. uh, Surgical adhesive tapes may be rubber based, okay, adhesive or an acrylated adhesive. Rubber adhesive tapes are cheap, superior, and provide strength of backing. In case of operation or the post-operation acrylate, the adhesive tapes are used to reduce skin trauma. That is the another very good property which the surgical dressing named adhesive tape it is having. Protective, right? Protectives are employed to cover the wet dressing, right? Whenever the wet dressing with the blood or something, fresh accident or something like that, surgery is going on or something like that, then poultice and for retention of heat, they prevent the escape of moisture from the dressing, right? They will prevent, right? Some protective are plastic sheetings, rubber sheetings, wax or oil coated papers, and plastic coated papers are used, right? The second thing, standards. What are the standards, or what are the features, the property of it is supposed to have with the surgical dressing? So in standards you can write it should provide mechanical and bacterial protection, both, right? At the same time it should not having the external object injury or further stretches over the muscles and skin over there. And at the same time the some microorganisms or bacterial things should not attack to increase the wound. Maintain a moisture environment at the wound or dressing interface, right? What is the moist environment it is supposed to have over there by the this kind of allow the gaseous and fluid exchange. It should remain non-adherent to the wound. It should be non-toxic, non-sensitizing, and non-allergic. Well acceptable to the patient, right? Providing pain relief, that's very very important, and a non-influencing movement. It should be cost effective also. Highly effort the absorbable for the excreted wounds, so whatever the pus, blood, or the thing which is coming out, an extra thing, that should be highly absorbable. It should not allow it to come outside further, so that the flies and other thing it will attract, or insect it will attract. Absorb wound odor, the whatever the smell aroma which is coming from wound sometimes, that should be absorbed by these kinds of surgical dressings. That's what after dressing the people should not feel the some wound or some smell is coming out. Sterile, it should be free from microorganism, easy to use. It can be applied by medical and personals or the patient. Anybody can use, like by the handy plaster which you are using. You are not going to the doctor or nurse, you only can do a small dressing can be done into the home. So that's what it should be. Require interface changing, then available in a suitable range of forms and size, right? For a small wound also it should be small one, the big one, some from different size and shape it should be, so that it can be used depend on to the site of the body where it is going to be used. Functions we can write down as per the different types the function is going to be, right? So first one, the dry dressing, right? When we are going for dry dressing, most commonly available dressing, this is dry dressing, right? Sometimes right, train it absorb to wound moisture, and it tightly adherent to granulations tissue and will break upon removal, right? So what are the examples we can write here in example? Gauze and bandage, then membrane and foils, foams, tissue adhesive. These are the different examples. Coming to the second type, we can decide the function. The moisture keeping dressing, as the name indicate, moisture keeping means the dressing which we are going to keep over the wound side, that is going to keep the moisture, non-adherent to the wound. The it should be heal faster, do not break granulation tissue on removal, comparatively less painful, right? So what are the example we can mention here? The pastes, creams and ointments, non-permeable, semi-permeable and membranes or foils, then hydrocolloids, hydrogels and combinations products. These are the moisture keeping dressings. bioactive dressing, as the name indicate, bioactive, right? So this is what are the biological things supposed to be possible over there into site of the wound. It is going to be active. They play the significant active role onto the wound healing because they enhance the granulation tissue formation. They reduce the slot formation. They inhibit the bacteria and their growth. They provide the growth factors for the tissues. Examples: antimicrobial dressing. In the interactive dressings, single component biological dressings and the combination products also can be used, right? And so these are the, according to that we can find out, right? Coming to the skin substituents. Skin substituents are the heterogeneous group of the wound coverage material that add to wound closure and replace the functions of the skin, either temporarily or permanently, depending upon the product characteristics. So example what we can mention: epidermal substitutes, right, like analogous or allogenic. Then acellular skin or dermis substitutes, where we can also the allogenic and the xenogenic. Then autologous and allogenic skin, then skin substitutes and containing living cells, right? So these are the skin substituents. So these are the different commonly used dressing material. Also you can mention in your answer the first one: gauze, foams, polymeric films, tissue adhesive, tools, hydrocolloids, hydrogels, then debriding agents, enzymatic dressings, beads dressing, silicone dressings, human amniotic membrane, then porcine skin. So right, so these are the things which you can mention in your answer.